The Soybean School on RealAgriculture.com is brought to you by Pride Seeds, Nodulator Pro, and Cruiser Max Vibrance Beans.
So, we've talked about hail damage on corn, and a pretty good story. Not big yield loss, probably just sit back and let it come back and watch that fungicide later. What about soybeans? Oh my gosh, what a different story. Look at the sticks we have here. Unbelievable damage. And you talk about damage on the soybeans, well, we maybe have an option here, but the wheat crop just over there, brutal. Just, I don't know, in spots over there, it's over 50% yield loss. Nothing we can do. So what about soybeans? How are we going to make that decision? Replant? Well, mostly we would say, nah, soybeans are resilient little devils. They'll come roaring right back. And so what you really need to do is let's look at the soybeans and find out how many have a chance of coming back, because if they're like this guy and they're broken below the cotyledon, he's done. If they're like this guy, well, the cotyledon's still there. That's an awful stick. You really got to start being very critical. It's June the 28th, and we have to make the decision immediately if we're going to replant, as soon as this soil is fit. This got hailed on Saturday, so we're now getting close. It's Wednesday. Gosh, we're 4 days. I should see new growth. I know it's been cool, but it hasn't been that cool. I have to struggle to look in there and see, is there any new growth? Well, maybe there is, but that tells me that the vigor on these plants is not very good, and that doesn't bode well. If we're going to replant, you really need to consider this as double crop soybeans after wheat. So some great work by Eric Richter from Syngenta, Horst Bonner from Omafra. And what are we going to do if we're going to replant? You're going to have to use the drill, not the planter. 7.5-inch rows. We got to canopy quickly. You're going to have to up the seeding rate. We're past June 25th, so 200,000 is a minimum, maybe even 225, and if it's too wet to plant until the 1st of July, we just keep inching that population higher and higher, and we're going to shorten up the maturity, because already people are talking about this being like 1992, and are we going to get enough weather, enough heat to mature the corn crop? I think it'll be fine, but nonetheless, the data is clear. We shorten up that maturity. So can we do something here? Yes. Give it as much time as you can. So it rained, that's where you got the hail, it's too wet to work. Wait. As soon as it's fit, you basically have to come out here, you have to assess this. Do you rip out what's here? And my answer would be no. Leave what's here and come in and just thicken it up, because some areas of the field, there'll be quite a few, and you don't want to rip out the highest yielding soybeans. On the other hand, if you got to work it to get it dry enough to plant, then you just have to go work it and then drill it and make sure you keep that soybean seed population up. Lots of challenges this year. It's 2017. It's not even a leap year. Gosh. Nonetheless, you got to get out here. You got to assess it. And as soon as you make a decision and just go get her done. Peter Johnson at Wheat Pete, RealAgriculture.com.